Let's start.
Yes.
Simran.
Hello. I'm sorry I
Sim-
was late due to some technical error. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Simran will just start introducing, then we'll request you to join, okay? Simran, please start.
Okay. Okay.
A very good afternoon to respected IIC President, faculty coordinators, and faculty members and students present here in this event conducted by Institution Innovation Council. I, Simran Suri, Student Coordinator of IIC, would like to welcome you all wholeheartedly to be the part of this auspicious event today. We at KCC believe that all our dreams come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And Mr. Vikas, our today's speaker, is surely a great example of this same. Mr. Vikas Kumar is an alumnus of a college from 2019 batch and he is a mechanical engineer by profession and he's been working in the fields of drones and UAV dedicatedly since a long time. We welcome you, sir. Now, I would like to welcome our IIC convener, Mrs. Huma Khan ma'am, to please take over.
Thank you, and a very good afternoon to my dear colleagues and students. The topic of today's session is My Story Motivational Session by Successful Entrepreneur, Startup Founder. Entrepreneurship is the process by which either an individual or a team identifies a business opportunity and acquires and deploys the necessary resources required for its exploitation. Entrepreneurs create something new, something different, they change or transmute values. Regardless of the firm size, big or small, they can partake in entrepreneurship opportunities. The opportunity to become an entrepreneur requires four criteria. First, there must be opportunities or situations to recombine resources to generate profit. Second, entrepreneurship requires differences between people, such as preferential access to certain individuals or the ability to recognize information about opportunities. Third, taking on risk is a necessity. Fourth, the entrepreneurial process requires the organization of people and resources. Whereas when we talk about innovation, innovation is generally a production or adoption, assimilation, and exploitation of a value added novelty in economic and social spheres. Renewal and enlargement of products, services, and markets, development of new methods of production, and the establishment of new management systems. It is both a process and an outcome, and it is the need of the hour. We have to ensure that we harness diverse skills in order to create impactful innovation that will bring about changes at the global level. The digital landscape has continued to change at a rapid pace, dismantling and disrupting the way that we do business. And today, innovation requires blending the principles of design thinking with organizational development and unique innovation strength development for individuals and teams. According to Peter Drucker, innovation is the specific function of entrepreneurship, whether in an existing business, a public service institution, or a new venture started by an individual in the family kitchen. It is the means by which the entrepreneur either creates new wealth producing resources or endows existing resources with enhanced potential for creating wealth. Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India has established MHRD's Innovation Cell MIC to systematically foster the innovation amongst all higher education institutions. The primary mandate of MIEC is to encourage, inspire, and nurture young students by supporting them to work with new ideas and transform them into prototypes while they are in formative years. MIC focuses on creating complete ecosystem which will foster the culture of innovation from ideas generation to pre-incubation, incubation, and graduating from the incubator as successful startups. It has been established to encourage the creative energy of the student population to work on new ideas and innovation and promote them to create startups and entrepreneurial ventures. KCC ITM has also always prioritized innovation and skill building, and today it gives me immense pride to introduce a young and dynamic speaker, Mr. Vikash Kumar, who is an alumnus of KCC ITM. He's a mechanical engineer by profession and has been working in the field of UAV, that is, unmanned aerial vehicle development and training, for the last few years. Currently, he is working as lead UAV engineer with Hubble Flight Technologies Private Limited, New Delhi, and they are in the development of diverse UAVs which are for use in different sectors like aerial mapping, inspection, surveillance, etc. He has also worked as senior project associate with IIT Kanpur UAV Laboratory Aerospace Department on the DRDO project titled Development of Aura UCAV. Bihar government startup policy has also offered financial and technical support to Mr. Vikash Kumar. Now request our guest speaker, Mr. Vikash Kumar, to please start the session.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Uma ma'am, for giving a warm welcome. And uh, as you have introduced me, that were my few words which I have done in the past year. So, as we are here for sharing my story, and we are here as a behalf ki, uh, I can share my story how I have entered in this field after being a mechanical engineer, and I am running a successful startup backed by some financial big firms. They have backed me, but the whole startup we are running on ourselves, and we are using the technology field. So first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Kesav sir and our director sir for giving me opportunity to speak here, as I was very young to speak here, but then also he have considered me ki no, you are running a startup and you are working as a lead UAV developer, so you must be uh, given a chance, and it will give a great chance to our all our student if you interact with them that one of from us have gone there and he is running a startup, so why can't we? At the at first, I would like to tell you, ma'am, at first, I was also a mechanical engineer and I have passed from the KCC ITM itself. After that, I have started working on UAVs from my second year. From second year, I have started doing a small UAV project, and the first where I started getting the knowledge about this field was IIT Delhi. I worked there as an internship only, and I got the basic what is a UAV and how we use it, how the technology works. The basic I have received from them. From there, when I came back to a college and I started discussing it with the professor like Keshav sir and other electronic professors, so they guided me how we can grow in this field. So that was my point where I hold the position that I will be moving forward in this field. I will be working in this field, and I will be working on this field to make it as my career. I was very clear that I have to go in this field, and as we know that in India, fully technology business startups are very less. The businesses which are running nowadays are either a very mainframe business, or either they are in like construction field, or they are some multi-field companies. So running only a technology business and starting it on our own is a means hard decision to take. So first I thought either from China or imported from any other country, and we are doing our project with the help of the component or the
Uh,
device which we have imported.
Vikash, I guess you're not very clearly audible. Is he clearly audible?
Yes,
Simran,
he
is
is
he
audible.
clearly audible? Can you hear me? Him?
He is audible. He is audible.
Yeah?
Am I
Okay,
audible to
please
all of
continue.
you?
Please continue.
So I was working there, and from there I thought ki why we are using we are doing our project in our country, we are using our resources, but why we are using the hardware which we usually import, directly import? We are not seeing in that point of view, and the scale of the business and the industry cover, the market it's going to cover in the next few years was very large. From working in that company, Flyx Aerospace, I got this point that we can also develop our own systems with which we can solve this problem. So, ma'am, the point I am trying to make here is to start to start any startup in any sector. We need the point which we need to before the start. Okay, the solution which we are making or the technology which we are making, where we are going to sell it, where is the market, which is the market which we are targeting, and who will be using it. So the point I was trying to explain is from working in Flyx Aerospace startup, I got to know that there are many mapping companies in India which need equipment to do their tenders or whatever the work they are being allotted. They need a UAV, and that UAV at that point of time they were fully dependent on the import from China or from Australia, the famous company DJI, which we might also have seen. So in order to offer them a solution, I started thinking about why not to make a UAV ourselves here in India. So the point which pinched me to make a solution, because for any startup we need to know the problem, what problem we are going to solve from the society, or who is our target customer base from the market, which segment we are going to means take in measure ki this segment of the market we are going to plan, our product will be focusing on this segment of the market. So from there I started to think which product I can give and which will be the most segment which I can launch a product and it will be covering most sector of that market. So the after doing a lot of research, talking to many professors all around, I come to this point at the end, summary point, that mapping is the field which is going to last so longer, and if I develop a system in mapping field, so it will help in means making my startup financially backed also, and many people will be using this technology as in place of the what they are importing from China or any other country. So from there I started to design my system and different PCB what we are making, trying to make. From there I started. Then after working 1 year for Flyx Aerospace, I got a chance to work with IIT Kanpur in the famous project. I think all of you might be hearing about the working of development of Aura UCAV. It's unmanned combat aircraft. So I was appointed as senior project associate there, and I start after getting this chance, I left the Flyx Aerospace and joined IIT Kanpur as a senior project associate in UAV development. Again, I got a very good opportunity to work with different professor and different colleagues which were in the same field. And again, I got their opportunity to discuss my idea. Ki why not to develop a UAV for mapping field and other purposes which are being currently being used in India. They are in application, but we are not using our own development. We are either importing it or means taking from other help of other countries. Why we can't develop in India? From there also I got very good response from our professor and the colleagues who are working with me, how we can develop, because I was from basically from mechanical field, and the mechanical field designing I was very okay, and coding part also I have done very okay, but in the electronics part I was lagging behind, or I was in need of some expert opinion, expert guidance. But that guidance I collected fully from IIT Kanpur. The time I spent there, I showed the design, I have used the either the facilities which were available there. So the basic prototype which I need to develop, I developed during my work tenure in IIT Kanpur. After that, the model was tested and prototype was ready. Now the picture comes in where for making a, okay, you have means a piece of technology I have developed and I have tested it, but in order to make it market ready or in order to go for production, again there is a huge need of capital requirement at that point of time. Yeah, either we need to be backed by any investor in us, or we either we should join any company which have a capital, their own capital, and they are ready to invest on our idea. So I was working, I was going different these seminars, attending seminars, meeting different people. After that, I meet with the Hubble Flight Technologies, and they have given me chance. Ki, okay, if your idea we liked it, and we would proceed with the designing of new UAVs with us. So currently, I am working in Hubble Flight Technologies, and we are in manufacturing of UAVs for different purposes. So currently, we have two model. One is in the micro category, as I should mention here that there are five categories in field of UAVs. One is under 250 grams, which are the playing quadcopters, which come with which we can easily plug and play with our phone, like DJI Tello and other. Other category is micro category, 250 grams to 2 kgs, and the next category is small category, above 2 kg and below 25 kg. So here we are targeting the third category, that is micro category, and we have one model as a small category, which is our training drone, and the second category is micro category, which we use for mapping ourselves also as a service provider, and we also provide it as a system to different mapping companies who need to map. So here we are not means as accurate as DJI, but our system are currently now being used for the different mapping projects all across India. The people who are in the mapping field, they are using our systems, and we are also developing a newer system for power line inspection and pipeline inspection till now. So first I planned to give this webinar from inside office. Then I thought, okay, if it's more better if I can show the system to the viewers. So if it can motivate them, or if they like the system a little also, then it will be the best put of this session, I think. Any questions, ma'am, till now? Anybody? So shall we proceed with the UAV?
Please do.
Okay.
Proceed. Please do proceed.
Excuse me. UAV, please. Huh. Huh. Bring it. Yes, ma'am. They are bringing the UAV.
Okay. No.
Huh. Ma'am, can everybody see this UAV? This is our UAV which we have developed here for the mapping purpose, and we are offering it for the persons who are working in the mapping field. Uh, it's in the again in the micro category, 2 kgs to 25 kg. The all up weight of this UAV is around 4 kilogram, and with battery and the payload installed, it goes up to 4.5 kg. And we are so I have shown the UAVs to you. This UAV now we have developed to offer to the different mapping companies in India, and many mapping companies are using it widely for their use. Again, we are working on developing another UAV for thermal inspection and pipeline inspection. What are the other fields which are left? We are trying to touch them. So the point here I am trying to make is, in order to start a startup in any technology business, we need to take the risk. For developing this UAV model also, we have crashed at least 30 to 40 UAVs, different UAVs. After that, we have got a succeeded in this UAV. Till now, from the start, when I started to work on the prototype model in IIT Kanpur, and till the end product we are re- like ready to market, the total number of crashed UAVs were around 30 to 40. If you go to still edit the code and make a little line of program wrong, and the whole UAVs got crashed. So these are the point which we have considered till now. In order to start a startup, we need to work hard, and at the many points we are like this. After crashing 5 or 8 UAVs, we were also thinking, either we should leave this field and try in some other field. Maybe we are not able to sustain, or maybe we will not be able to market these things. But at the end, with from many failures, ma'am, what I have learned is we need to test it very wisely, and maybe after 30 times if we have also leaved it, कि okay, we can't market this product, so I think we will not be able to sell till now. Till now we are very confident, and we are presenting in any places, like just now we have received a tender from Survey of India for this UAV, using they are trying to use for a mapping field of large areas. So we just went to Survey of India for trial of our UAV with them, and it's like we have given the accuracy result of less than 10 centimeter. In field of UAV, less than 10 centimeter accuracy giving UAVs are considered to be a good UAV for mapping. So and this has passed the quality inspection of Survey of India also. This was the brief which I wanted to give here, ma'am. If anybody have any question regarding to UAV or the field which I have worked, I would like to answer.
I have a question, sir. Can this UAV map the submerged wetlands or something?
Sorry,
Can this
please
map?
come.
Can this UAV map submerged wetlands?
Submerged wetlands.
Yeah.
This UAV basically is meant for mapping the different terrains. Either so for the submerged terrain, we need to change the payload of the UAV. The whole UAV body remains the same, and the camera payload which we are using right now, we need to switch it with some other payloads which will be able to use for the specific terrain. Like just now we are using normal terrestrial lands. The terrestrial land, whatever is in UP or Bihar, which we are using right now, we are using it that. After that, if we go for either power line or pipeline inspection, we just need to switch the payload downside the UAV, and we will like one of the application of UAV inspection is power grid, solar power grid, which are installed generally installed in the desert area on a large scale. The application of UAV there is the payload is switched to a thermal camera, and with the thermal camera, we generally take pictures from above 120 meters above the installation wherever the facility is situated, and in the thermal image, when it's processed and given to you as a data to the companies who have installed that power grids, so you can easily get which of the solar plate is not working in the thermal image which you will be giving as we will be giving as a processed output. You can easily identify which of the where the grid has a little fault, or which panel of that hundred or thousands of panel being installed in a solar power plant. So you can easily get okay, this is the point where we have a error, and you can usually with a very ease you can means replace that one. Like if we compare this with the conventional inspection, what we were doing, if we have a problem in a like when we go for a solar power plant, we see like thousand of this solar panels are installed parallelly. So if we have a error in at one point, so we need to check each and individual points, yeah, where the error is. But with this inspection with UAV, you can easily, you don't need to check. You have saved your time and labor cost at that point of time, and you will be getting the error accurately in a 3 or 4 hour of live inspection. The UAV which I have shown you just now covers around 4 square kilometer in a time of 1 hour per hour. So you can assume the area which it can cover in a whole day, and parallelly you can compare the time required by manual inspection to to cover that much of area. This is the advantage which we get with the UAVs. This same applies to pipeline inspection. Earlier, the pipelines which are by IOCL or BPCL or any other oil companies we are receiving, they are like several thousand kilometers of pipeline laid between one city to different cities. So, in order to do the manual inspection, it takes a long time to complete that project. But when now still, as we have switched to these technologies, it takes only few days in place of few months of manual inspection to generally get the data. And we get the fault point after we will send our teams to that fault point. It it gives us exact latitude and longitude of that point. Ki here is the error. Our manual teams can be directly given a latitude and longitude. You go there and check what is the fault. So these are the times which we are saving with using this technology. That's why we get paid. That's why any of the company which are willing to, or with which we are pitching our system, sir, we have a system, we have a solution, you can use this. They must be saying ki, okay, if we are taking their system, what we are going to save, what point. If you are making a very good technology and it doesn't saves the money of the person whom with you are pitching, he definitely not going to buy your product, is not going to definitely take your solution. What the point I am making in that? So when we go to pitch to any investor or any person which we are thinking he can use the technology and get a very good advantage of it, he must see where, at which point I can save this thing, at which point I am getting advantage by using this technology. That the way I think these in the market works. The same apply, as you have asked the question. The same thing applies to railway inspection also. Earlier, the inspections were done with the manual labor. They are going and checking the each tracks. Nowadays, railway have also started giving tenders to for UAV inspection, live inspection of the tracks. These UAV usually the manual inspectors what they cover in a month. These UAV cover in 4 to 5 days only, but the details are less. I can means agree to this, because the inspection which you do manually, you can check each and every point, and the UAV will take only aerial imaginary. But that is also very good achievable, because we are getting very minute cracks or hair cracks which are being developed, that is also recorded in this one. So I think your question is answered. So any more questions, anybody?
Yes, sir. I have one question regarding
Yeah, sure.
solar cells only. That basically, as you illustrated, solar cells are environmental friendly cells and
Yes.
use renewable energy. But are they cost efficient? Most cost efficient ones which we have for the future.
See, one of the thing which we can consider here is uh, cost is, we can see it in two parts. One is the cost. The cost efficient is like we can just have the make dams everywhere, and we are getting the natural resource water flow, with that we can get the electricity, but that is not possible everywhere. And the second point which I am trying to make is solar installations are not as economical as what we are getting from these dams, or either from these thermal power plants. We need a huge capital when we are going for an installation of these facilities. But in a long time, if you see, the capital will be being used in a very, because these installation are for like 100 years, 200 years they are being installed, and they will be currently being used. So on a long span of time, if you see the capital invested and the time which we are using, it becomes more or less parallel to that one.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So the point which I was trying to make there was not about the economical or feasibility of this solar panels. I was trying to make that the inspection which we were doing manually. You can assume you have a solar plant of either 10,000 or 20,000 solar panels, and if one of the connections is not working there, in before this UAV being used for inspection, you need to check manually all the points of that grid. Okay, where is the error? we need to identify. Now with a thermal scanning of that whole plant, you can easily get where the errors are present. You can simply get the latitude and longitude at that point, and you can go to that exact point and check that plate. That's all. You are solved with your problem. That was the point which I was trying to put here. Any other questions?
Yes,
Sir,
I have
can I
one
ask you what
question.
time?
Yes,
So
please.
my question is, at the time of startup, I guess you have many plans. Like I will proceed my startup in these steps. So can you share what's in your mind at that time?
uh, at at the time of starting.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So actually, I was a student just like all others, and I was very fond in love with this piece of technology, UAVs. I was mainly focusing on this. The whole third and fourth year I was spent on different, and my fourth year major project was also on UAVs. So the point was that I was also a not a very good means capital rich from a capital rich family. So in order to start a startup also you need a money for all the equipments or either for prototyping or in order to pitch your idea to any investor or anybody you need your prototype ready at least. And the in the field of UAV everything is very costly. A small part is also very costly. So we were group of friends who were simply interested in the same field. So we thought, okay, at least we can make one prototype model and which we can show to different people that sir we are interested in this field and we have made this model with our capital involved in this project. So we started like that. After that I was working with different training companies also. We were going for different training organization and we were presenting them our model because that time our model was not as suitable as like we can project means we can show them to any mapping company. Sorry. Like our product was not key we can simply go into market and give to any mapping company that this is a mapping ready project, but it was ready from the point of view of training. If you are imparting a training at that time also the training companies were using different UAVs of DJI to train. So we tried to pitch the product there, sir. You are using this DJI UAV for your training purpose. Why can't you use our UAV? It gives the same endurance and same performance which DJI gives. In spite of that, some other features are less, but if you can try. So we tried to pitch there with him. He tried our model and he used it for some of the training, but after that we also got some more errors in our product. You know, no this error, but at that point we also got some feedback, live feedback, which is very important to pitch your product to any company. Feedback which we received from there, again we worked on our product according to that feedback, and we tried to resolve the problems. What were the problems in our product? Some of them resolved and some of them we need to either change the components or change the code or lines of code which we have involved in this. So like that we started. After that, meeting different professor, different industry expert, they guided us as well. One of the thing which I would like to tell you, the person who asked the question, once you make a focus na ki no I want to work in this field and I have to do whatever be the situations, I have to make this system. So you will be getting different peoples who are ready to help you. In that way we were also helped by many other peoples who the functions which we were not able to solve, they also helped. They given their expertise ki how you can solve this problem. In the way I have been moving forward, and now I have got incubation support from Bihar government itself. The idea I have pitched at the Bihar government, fifth startup entrepreneur summit, and I have been shortlisted by them. I have received a financial backup from Bihar government about 15 lakh rupees, and which can be means increased to whatever the whatever means the startup which you are pitching, whatever required, they will be means more investing by different investors. They will give you a chance to meet different investor who can invest in your idea. But at the starting point, they are giving 15 lakh rupees to start the business. They will be investing more in you if you are doing well. So currently I am taking more experiences in working in different startups. After that, I will be starting my own company very soon.
Okay.
Any more questions from any other?
So what kind of softwares are used for mapping and image processing?
Image processing, we are using a software called Pix4D. Uh, I think you might have heard for Pix4D. Pix4D is a
Yes, heard about it, but I
yeah. So
don't actually know about.
no, it's a very online software. It's offered by some other companies. So we are not in making our own processing software. We are just focusing on developing the UAVs. We are on the hardware end of the product, and this processing software which we are using right now is Pix4D. It's a third company-based software. Maybe if we grow more longer, then we will be having our own map processing software also. But till now, we only have the hardware end of this whole picture. In the field of UAVs, we have three things. One is the hardware, second is the data acquisition part, and third is the processing part. So we are only focusing on the first part of this picture, is the development of UAVs till now. Anybody else? No questions? Okay, then I can share at the end how I ended up getting incubation support from Bihar government. After getting the experience from IIT, there was like, again I would first uh, like to say that we generally talk in us, or we generally think that we will not be getting support, the government will not support, or this will thing will happen and that will happen. The same was with me. I was also getting a feedback that nobody is going to support you, or you need to invest your own money from your pocket, then only you can start a startup. But when I first got there for the fifth incubation summit by Bihar government, the peoples there were very supportive, and they were very encouraging. Okay, it's very good that you have came here for pitching your idea. And there were around 4 rounds. First was the shortlisting round. Another was pitching before the incubation center manager, and after that you will be sent to some panel of industry expert who will be means from different varied fields. They will be checking your technical knowledge, or how much you have worked on that field, how much your product have market capabilities. They will be having technical expert from investing point of view, from the product growth and what the market segment you are targeting. They will not be more to judge you there. They will be there to help you. If you are wrong also, they will be there. They will tell you, okay, no, you are targeting a wrong base or wrong segment of the market, so you can shift to this way. That's the experience which I got from the fifth entrepreneur summit from Bihar. And I was luckily got a chance to be shortlisted. And the educational institution which I am being awarded is IIT Patna for technical and other supports. And they have also means given the chance to use their facility. Whole facility of IIT Patna you can use for development of your products. The labs are available for us, and the financial backup is also given by the government. And at the central government level also, we are getting different loans schemes by the central government to start any. Nowadays which I am seeing is the government is trying to support more startups nowadays. Earlier we were not in this field, but startups are being more encouraged in these point of time, I think. after that I got there. I pitched my idea. I put the whole format, what is my business plan, and what the prototype which we have developed. So after that I was shortlisted. I was given the letter कि you can proceed with the financial whenever you need, we will be supporting you. So this was my whole story till now. So any questions which you can ask me, or you need me to explain more, I will be ready to explain. Ma'am, I think I am over from my side. I have explained whatever I was planning to.
Okay.
Thank you, Vikas sir. It has been an
Yeah,
inspiration to hear your success story. It has
okay,
instilled a new sense of revitalized confidence, self-belief in not just me, but all the KCC ITNs. I would
okay.
also like to thank Director Sir, ISC President Keshav Sir, Huma Ma'am, ISC members, and my dear friends. I would also like to conclude the meeting with the quote of J.K. Rowling that we do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves. Already we have the power to imagine better. Thank you, sir. And I would also like to request the students to fill the feedback form for participation certificate. It has been added in the link of the description of the meeting chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining.